Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there in the first place? Or maybe you've noticed that your ability to remember names, faces, or even simple details seems to be slipping more often than it used to. If you can relate, you're definitely not alone. It's something many of us experience as we age. And while it's completely normal to have a bit of memory lapse here and there, it's also completely possible to do something about it. Memory isn't just something we either have or don't have, it's a skill that we can actively improve. The good news is that you don't need to rely on expensive supplements or lengthy exercises to keep your mind sharp. Today, I'm going to walk you through some simple but highly effective brain workouts that can be done in just 3 minutes. That's right, 3 minutes. These workouts are designed to improve your focus and help prevent forgetfulness, so you can continue living your life with the clarity and confidence you deserve. So, why is this important? Well, as we get older, our brains naturally go through changes, and it's common to experience slight declines in memory and cognitive function. However, these changes are not set in stone. We have the power to actively maintain and even improve our brain health, which has a huge impact not just on memory, but also on overall well-being. Whether it's remembering where you put your keys or being able to recall a friend's name quickly, a sharper mind means more independence and a greater sense of control over your daily life. Now, let's talk about how these 3-minute workouts can work for you. These exercises are based on science-backed principles that help stimulate the brain, improve neural connections, and enhance overall cognitive function. All it takes is a few minutes each day to keep those mental muscles in shape. Let's start with the first brain workout. The first exercise is a simple but incredibly effective one: mindful breathing. This may sound too easy at first, but trust me, it's one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. You've probably heard about the importance of breathing, but when done mindfully, it's like giving your brain a reset button. Here's how it works: sit comfortably in a chair or lie down if you prefer. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it for a second, and then slowly exhale through your mouth. As you breathe, really pay attention to how your body feels with each inhale and exhale. Your mind may wander at first, and that's completely normal. Just gently bring your focus back to your breath each time. Why does this work? Well, when you take deep, focused breaths, you're not only reducing stress but also helping to increase the oxygen supply to your brain. This boost in oxygen helps improve your cognitive function, focus, and memory. Plus, mindful breathing has been shown to help calm the mind, which is crucial for memory consolidation. When you're relaxed, your brain can work more effectively, and information is more easily stored and retrieved later on. It's amazing how something as simple as breathing can make such a difference. Even just 3 minutes of mindful breathing can help you feel more present and mentally alert. It's one of those exercises you can do anywhere, while sitting at home, waiting in line at the store, or even while you're enjoying a cup of tea. It's so simple, yet so powerful. And the best part? It's something you can do daily, without needing to carve out extra time in your busy day. Now, let's move on to the second workout, which is a bit more interactive but still incredibly easy to fit into your routine: the memory recall exercise. This one is all about stretching your brain and engaging your memory. The exercise involves a little bit of storytelling, but it's also a fantastic way to stimulate brain activity. Here's how it works. Take a few moments to think about a memory that's meaningful to you. Maybe it's a family vacation, a birthday celebration, or a moment you shared with a close friend. Once you have that memory in mind, begin telling yourself the story. But don't just give the broad strokes of the memory, try to be specific. What did the place look like? What were the details of the conversation you had? How did you feel in that moment? As you recall this memory, try to visualize as much of it as possible. Picture the colors, the sounds, and the sensations you felt. The more details you can bring into your memory, the better. This exercise works because it helps to activate the hippocampus, the area of the brain responsible for forming and recalling memories. By making an effort to recall specific details, you're strengthening those neural pathways, which will help you with memory retrieval in the future. If you're feeling extra ambitious, you can even add a twist to this memory recall exercise. Challenge yourself to tell the story to someone else, or write it down. This engages your brain in a deeper way because you're using more than just memory, you're also practicing verbal expression and organizing thoughts. So, if you've got a few minutes and you're looking to give your brain a quick workout, try this exercise. It's great for recalling pleasant memories, but you can also use it to jog your memory about everyday things, like the name of a person you just met or the item you need to pick up at the store. Now that we've talked about these first two brain workouts, mindful breathing and memory recall, it's time to start thinking about how you can incorporate these into your daily life. You don't need to set aside long periods of time to make a difference. In fact, just 3 minutes each day can go a long way toward keeping your mind sharp and your memory strong. As we continue with the video, we'll dive into even more simple, 3-minute exercises that you can easily add to your routine. But before we move forward, take a moment to practice one of these workouts. Set a timer for 3 minutes, do some mindful breathing, or take a walk down memory lane with the recall exercise. See how it feels to give your brain a little boost, and notice how your focus and clarity improve after just a short time. Next, we'll explore some more exercises that are just as easy but even more interactive. Stick with me as we continue to unlock simple yet effective ways to improve focus, prevent forgetfulness, and keep your brain in tip-top shape. I hope you've had a chance to try out the first two exercises. How did you feel? A little more focused, perhaps? More relaxed? Remember, small but consistent efforts can have a profound impact on your brain health, and we're just getting started. Now that you're familiar with mindful breathing and the memory recall exercise, let's move on to the third brain workout. This one is all about brain games, specifically, activities that challenge your brain to think in new ways. These types of games are great for improving cognitive function because they force your brain to make new connections. And the best part? You can do them in just 3 minutes. So, what kind of brain games are we talking about? One easy and fun exercise is the word association game. Here's how it works. Pick a random word, any word. It could be apple, dog, mountain, or anything that comes to mind. Now, challenge yourself to think of as many related words as possible within 3 minutes. For example, if you started with apple, you might think of fruit, pie, orchard, red, healthy, and so on. The key is to keep your brain moving and to think of associations quickly. This exercise is fantastic for stimulating your brain's connections. The more quickly you can come up with related words, the better your brain is at making fast connections. It also improves your vocabulary and verbal recall, which are essential aspects of memory. Plus, it's fun. You can even play this game with a friend or family member, making it a social activity that also strengthens your brain. If you're feeling adventurous, you can add a twist to the game. Instead of just one word, challenge yourself to find associations between a series of random words. For example, if the words are sun, car, and dog, try to connect them all in your mind. This takes things to the next level and really gets your brain firing on all cylinders. The great thing about word association games is that they can be done anywhere, whether you're sitting at home, waiting in line at the grocery store, or even during a quiet moment in the car. It's a perfect way to keep your brain active and engaged no matter where you are. And like the other exercises, it only takes a few minutes to get your mental gears turning. Moving on to our fourth brain workout, which is just as simple but might feel a little different, visualization and mental imagery. This is an incredibly powerful tool for boosting your memory and focus. Essentially, you're using your imagination to see something clearly in your mind's eye. It's like training your brain to be more vivid and detailed in its thinking. Here's how to do it. Close your eyes and think about a place you love, a beach, a park, a favorite room in your house. Now, try to imagine it as clearly as you can. What does it look like? What sounds do you hear? What colors stand out? How does it feel to be there? The goal is to mentally recreate the environment as vividly as possible. Visualization works by engaging both your short and long-term memory. The more detail you can bring to mind, the more active your brain becomes in recalling and processing information. This exercise also taps into the creative parts of your brain, which are vital for problem solving and memory retention. It's one of those exercises that's both relaxing and mentally stimulating at the same time. You can do it anywhere and at any time of day, even if you're just taking a quick break from a busy schedule. If you'd like to take it up a notch, try visualizing a sequence of events. For instance, imagine you're getting ready for a trip. Visualize packing your bag, walking through the airport, and sitting down on the plane. Try to remember all the small details that would make the experience feel real. This exercise helps strengthen your brain's ability to recall specific details and improves overall mental clarity. The final brain workout I want to introduce you to today is the number sequence exercise. This one is a bit more challenging, but it's excellent for improving your working memory. Working memory is your ability to hold information in your mind for a short period and manipulate it, like remembering a phone number long enough to dial it. Here's how the exercise works. Start by choosing a number between 1 and 10, and then try to recall that number backward. For example, if you choose the number 4, you would say 4, 3, 2, 1. Then, try choosing a higher number and see if you can recall it in reverse order. As you progress, challenge yourself to work with more complex numbers. You could try sequences of 5 or 6 numbers and reverse them in your mind. The reason this works is that it forces your brain to process information in a different way. By reversing the sequence, you're stimulating your memory centers, improving your attention span, and increasing your mental flexibility. Over time, your brain will get better at recalling and manipulating information quickly, which can translate into greater focus and improved memory in everyday life. Like the other exercises, the number sequence exercise only takes a few minutes but packs a big punch when it comes to mental benefits. You can even turn it into a fun challenge. For example, if you're out for a walk, try to think of a series of numbers and see if you can work backward through them as you walk. It's a great way to stay engaged and active while also giving your brain a workout. So far, we've covered several short and simple exercises that are great for improving memory and focus. But what's even more important than the exercises themselves is the habit of doing them consistently. A lot of us might feel like we're too busy to engage in brain workouts, but I want to remind you that these exercises take no more than 3 minutes each. They're quick, effective, and can be incorporated into your daily routine without much effort. Whether you're waiting for dinner to cook or sitting in a quiet moment, you can take a few minutes to engage your mind. As we wrap up this part, I encourage you to give these exercises a try. Even if you start with just one, take a moment each day to challenge your brain. Over time, you'll begin to notice improvements in your focus, memory, and overall mental clarity. And remember, just like physical exercise, the more you work your brain, the stronger it will become. Next, we'll take a closer look at how you can build these brain workouts into a lasting routine, and I'll share some additional tips for keeping your memory sharp as you age. Stay tuned. By now, I'm sure you're starting to feel the power of these quick, easy brain workouts. Remember, these exercises don't require hours of dedication, just small, intentional moments throughout your day to keep your mind active and engaged. And, as we continue, I'll share how you can seamlessly weave these practices into your routine, so they become part of your everyday life, helping to keep your mind sharp as you age. Now, let's dive into the next brain workout, which is all about mental flexibility and cognitive agility. We often think of the brain as something that needs to be trained in a certain way, but one of the most important aspects of brain health is being able to adapt, think on your feet, and switch between tasks effectively. This exercise is designed to improve that skill. It's called switching tasks or cognitive shifting, and it's something that you can do in just a few minutes a day. The goal of this exercise is to train your brain to rapidly shift focus between two different tasks or sets of information. Here's how it works. Start with a simple task, like naming a color, and then switch to a completely different one, like naming an animal. For example, you might start with red, then immediately switch to dog. Then try to come up with a new word for each category, and keep switching back and forth. As you practice, try to increase the speed at which you switch between the two tasks. Over time, you'll get better at making the switch quickly and easily, which translates into increased cognitive agility and better overall brain function. This exercise isn't just about the act of switching tasks. It's about improving your brain's ability to handle multiple things at once, which is a skill we all need in today's busy world. Whether you're trying to remember an appointment, focus on a task, or keep track of multiple conversations, the ability to shift focus without losing your train of thought is crucial. And the best part is, this workout only takes a couple of minutes. It's a quick and effective way to keep your brain sharp. Another brain workout that's perfect for improving focus is the counting backwards challenge. You've probably heard of this one before, but it's worth revisiting because it really challenges your brain and helps you improve both concentration and memory. Here's the challenge. Start with a number, say 100, and count backwards by sevens. So, you'd go 100, 93, 86, 79, 72, and so on. It may sound easy at first, but when you get to higher numbers, you'll find that it requires some serious focus. This exercise challenges your brain in ways that simple counting doesn't. It forces you to pay attention to the numbers while simultaneously requiring you to perform mental calculations. It's a great workout for improving working memory and attention span. And as with all of the brain exercises we've covered, you don't need much time to make a difference. Just a couple of minutes a day will do wonders. Lastly, let's talk about mindful movement, another simple practice that doesn't take much time but can have big benefits for both your body and your brain. You may have heard the saying, a healthy body is a healthy mind, and that couldn't be more true. Physical movement, especially when paired with mindfulness, is a powerful way to improve focus and mental clarity. For this workout, all you need to do is engage in a few minutes of mindful stretching or walking. The key is to stay present, focusing on your body's movements and your breathing. As you stretch or walk, pay close attention to how your body feels and how your mind reacts. When your mind starts to wander, gently bring your focus back to the present moment. You might be thinking, but I don't have time for exercise. But here's the thing, mindful movement can be as simple as a few minutes of stretching or a short walk around your home. It doesn't have to be intense or time-consuming. The important thing is that it gets you moving and that you're present in the moment. And when you combine this with other brain exercises, you're giving your mind the best possible chance to stay sharp and focused. As we near the end of this video, I want to take a moment to emphasize how important it is to make brain workouts a regular part of your routine. You've heard the old saying, use it or lose it, and when it comes to your brain, it's absolutely true. Just like you wouldn't skip a workout for your body, you shouldn't skip workouts for your mind. It doesn't matter if you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, or beyond, your brain has incredible potential to grow and adapt, no matter your age. I know it can feel overwhelming at times, but the good news is that you don't have to commit to hours of work each day. You can achieve noticeable improvements with just a few minutes of brain exercises here and there. The key is consistency. Even if you only have 3 minutes to spare, you're still doing something positive for your mind. Before we wrap up, I'd like to share a couple of additional tips that can further enhance the benefits of these brain workouts. First, try to mix things up. As you've seen today, variety is key to keeping your brain engaged. The more different types of exercises you do, the more well-rounded your brain workout becomes. Challenge yourself with new tasks, games, and activities to keep your mind guessing and learning. And secondly, remember to stay curious and have fun. One of the best ways to keep your brain healthy is by continuing to learn new things. Whether it's learning a new language, trying out a new hobby, or simply reading a book on a subject you're passionate about, engaging your curiosity is one of the best ways to keep your brain sharp. Keep exploring and stay excited about the world around you, because when you keep your brain active and engaged, it'll continue to thrive. I truly hope you've enjoyed these brain workouts and that you'll begin incorporating them into your daily routine. And remember, improving your memory and focus isn't about achieving perfection, it's about making small, sustainable changes that lead to big improvements over time. So, whether you're practicing mindful breathing or challenging yourself with a number sequence, know that every little step is helping to keep your mind sharp and your memory strong. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear about how these brain workouts are working for you, so feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more tips on staying healthy, happy, and sharp at any age. Here's to living your best life, no matter what age you are.